Welcome to the Michigan Runner Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
We are here with Gary Morgan, our Michigan Runner 2012 Contributor of the Year, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much.
Tell me about your year last year with Michigan Runner.
It was quite the year, to say the least. It starts out in January, and we do the Olympic trials in Houston, Texas for the marathon trials. So that was exciting to watch the men and women try out for the Olympic team, and to see our own Desi Tavilla from Hanson's running group make the Olympic team. So that was very exciting. And then going from there, went down to Miami Marathon. I ended up going off to down to Albuquerque for the U.S. Indoor Track and Field Championships. I always had something going on, and of course it's a big Olympic year, so everything was kind of leading up to that. And of course I also was the race director for the first year of the Dexter to Ann Arbor run, so that kept me busy. I'd never done that big of a race directing type deal. Well, anyway, that came off by June 3rd. We did last year, and from there I ended up probably one of my most interesting days of my entire life. I ended up trying to climb Mount Hood, and I got about 100 feet from the top, and I fell. That was June 21st, and I went out to Portland, and I was going to go down to Eugene for the Olympic trials, but I decided I was going to climb Mount Hood. My goal was to touch the top, look at Mount Rainier, and then be back down by Thursday by that afternoon and be into Eugene and Beaverton to be watching the hammer throw. But I made a misstep. My crampon didn't stick into the ice, and I fell 500 feet. So I had a 3-day delay in the hospital, and my life was a little bit changed, but not drastically. Some injuries that I've recovered from since, some vocal and spinal, vertebrae, but they've recovered. Dislocated hip, I've recovered 90% of it, and I'm out here doing what am I going to do. And then went to was at the Olympic trials for the rest of the time in Eugene, so filming and talking to some athletes. So that was very exciting. And then the big event. The most exciting 2 weeks on the planet, whenever it's there, the Olympics in London. So I was there filming a little bit, meeting tons of people from around the planet. It truly was exciting. It was phenomenal to see all the events. I went to about 20 events, every night at track and field. Saw Mo Farah win a couple of medals, the gold. Saw Galen Rupp, his phenomenal event. The U.S. team won 29 medals. It was exciting to be there to see that. Saw the triathlons, the walks, all the events they had at Hyde Park where I was at. Went to boxing. I'm trying to think of some other volleyball. And just London itself was phenomenal. And took a few extra day trips and went off to Stonehenge. That was phenomenal to finally go out there to see a place like that. Went up to Oxford where Roger Bannister set the 4-minute mark back in 1954. It was just a phenomenal trip over there at the time. And then the rest of the year, got back into marathon running, paced a few more marathons, did Chicago, paced that, Detroit, and then went to New York, and they canceled the marathon. So at that historic event, and was there to see, when they canceled it, and then people were running their own marathon on that Sunday, so got to film some of that. That was exciting. And finished off the year by doing the Space Coast Marathon, and I went down to the Virgin Islands to the national park there. Hit quite a few national parks last year. Went to Death Valley, I'd been there before, and Sequoia National Park, been to those, but at least it was nice to go back to them, and I'm on my quest to go see all these national parks. And then finished up last year with the USA Track and Field Convention, and wasn't quite done then. After that was in Myrtle Beach, and then at Daytona Beach, and then from there ended up doing the Boxing Day 10-miler, which was kind of cool and exciting, 90-second running of it in Hamilton, so that was fun to run. and finished up the year by going to New York and running the New Year's Eve midnight run in New York City. So that was my year in kind of a nutshell, and it was a lot of excitement, a lot of fun, and I did a lot of filming. And like I said, now I'm a race director. I'm doing something pacing. I'm every weekend, of course, writing my weekly Mr. Ubiquitous articles. So it keeps me busy, but I love every minute of it to share my experiences of running and the athletic world with people here in Michigan.
That's wonderful. You had quite a year last year. So tell me, of all the marathon pacing you do, the traveling you do, all the volunteering with children I know you do, what is your favorite part about giving back to the community?
Well, you know, I really have enjoyed pacing. I got into that back, hard to believe, it's been 8 years already. Back in '05, I started pacing races. I really enjoy pacing races. We're talking the 4.5 hour marathon group, maybe 5 hours, 6 hours, but whatever. But it's great to be getting beginners out there, or people, middle of the pack, who just want to try to improve some. They just want to improve their health, and they just want to have that good experience of running a marathon at a decent pace and feeling good about it when they get done. I've had a lot of great compliments, and I feel really good about helping people to achieve their goals of finishing a marathon, because you run a marathon, it'll change your life. It changed mine when I ran my first one. Gave me a lot of confidence to go do more things, and then it blossomed into my walking career and everything else. Every time you do a marathon, even now, it is a thrill for me to finish a marathon. Even when I pace people, and you get that medal put around your neck, you're going to say, you know something? I've done something today. I put that 26 miles, this magical mark of 26.2 miles. It changes people's lives more than anything else I believe there is. Like I said, when I ran my first marathon, it changed my life forever. And I truly do believe that when people run a marathon, it gives them confidence and it changes their life forever.
I agree with that. So talk to me about your future plans. You like to travel. You said you mentioned seeing all the state parks.
National parks.
National parks.
Well, yes. And I got my goals here set with that. I've hit a couple more national parks here this year, and I'm down. I've been in 45 out of 49 national parks. So I want to hit the last 4, and people ask me what are the last 4. They got one in Cuyahoga Falls National Park, just outside of Cleveland, and then the other 3 are in California, Channel Islands off the coast from Los Angeles, Ventura area, then Pinnacles National Park, about 80 miles southeast of San Francisco, and then Lassen Volcanic National Park, which is in Northern California. Those are my last 4 to see, in the continental 48. The ones in Alaska, too far away, and you have to do more flying than driving to get to them. Right. But the ones, lower 48, Hawaii, and Virgin Islands are the ones that I've hit.
Okay.
And then in my other plans, I'm going to be going to Russia this summer for the World Track and Field Championships. So that'll be exciting. I always love to go. There's nothing like going to a big track meet and just waiting for the start of a race. You hear that little beep back before they hit the electronic gun, and you hear a beep, beep, and then you hear the big gun go off. It's exciting to have 50, 60, 7,000 people at a track meet, and you got all the other events going on, the shot putter, the disc, and the 100 meters, and the hurdles. It's excitement every minute while you're in the track. And once you learn what's all going on with it, it's really cool, and especially at that high level where you have the best in the world competing. So stuff like that. I'm planning on going to Sochi in February to the Winter Olympics. Like I'm an Olympic nut. I've been to 8 of them, and I love it. Like I said, I'm still a travel nut. I love it. I've been to lots of places. There's always another place to go, and I'm always looking at a map thinking I want to go here, go there. It's exciting, and the world's got a lot of great places to be, and travel changes your life. It's like a marathon running. You have to get outside of that comfort zone when you go out to someplace different that you're not familiar with, and you really have to. It makes you become a stronger, better person just to see different things that are definitely outside of your realm.
And so tell me about some of the things that you get back from contributing.
Well, the satisfaction, of just knowing that I have helped people, and to know that, you always kind of want a legacy of all the things I've done, is to know that I've helped people make their life better when I've been out there to inspire them, help them with marathons, even writing my articles. And I hear it all the time. He said, I read something, I wanted to go do that after I read about it. Or, I've met people, and I remember this quite a few years ago. I was out working out at Kensington, and I met these two ladies, and about 6 months later, the lady comes up to Brickham Yoga. I started coming here to Brickham Yoga because you told me and my mom to come here, and I love coming here. So those type of things that come back to me later on, 6 months, year, 5 years, people tell me, you inspired me. And even, I remember years ago, God, the hard place is almost 20 years ago, this young man came up, his dad brought him up to me and said, You're my kid's hero. And so he was race walking. Well, 10 years later, this kid's on the Olympic team. He becomes a lieutenant in the Air Force. And I'm thinking, and he told me we both made the World Championship team, World Cup team in '99. I did the 50K, did the 20K. He goes, something that was one of the greatest days of my whole life, being on a national team with you. And this kid, he became a lieutenant in the Air Force and all this, and went through the Air Force again. So somehow I've inspired people to do that, to make their lives great. And when it comes back to you, you feel really good saying, something, I changed somebody else's life. And I've heard that a lot of times because I'm out there making a difference and doing cool things, and people like that. And something, it gives me a lot of self-satisfaction, and it makes me feel really good. But I see the joy of other people, like especially when I run a marathon, people come up and say, you changed my life right here. And I say, you're more than welcome. It's not about the money. I tell people, as you get older, it's not about the money. It's about the friendships you make, about how you can help people. Those are the things you take to your last days. It's not about the money. It's about all these other things, those great things. You change somebody else's life.
Thank you, Gary, and congratulations again to you.
Okay.